I have in my hand here the brand new fairways and hybrids from TaylorMade in 2024. These are the QI10. Now, like with the driver, there are some huge claims of this technology, so let's put it to the test with an honest, unbiased review of TaylorMade's fairways and hybrids for 2024. I said this with the driver, the one that I'm most intrigued about in the fairway woods is the QI10 Max. This is the whole story this year for TaylorMade, so we're going to put that to the test, and I'm very intrigued to see how that performs, that sort of bigger look. But first, let's test the QI10, then the QI10 Tour. Now, the first thing that you'll notice with all these fairway woods is that there's no blue face. Now, this is something in the past that I've heavily criticised brands for, not matching up the driver and the fairway wood entirely. Now, it does have all twist face capabilities in terms of the same that the driver has, but we don't see that carbon face. Now, apart from that, it is very, very similar. Has the infinity carbon crown on top, which I have to say is very, very nice. And what I'm enjoying the look of this QI10 is the deep face. I really, really like this deep face. It's something that looks good, it looks forgiving, and that little white pop, like they have with the driver, on top as that sight line, looks very nice down at address. Now, as we test every single one of these fairway woods, you will see the head shape not only change in sort of shape, but also size. The QI10 is a 190cc, and as we change to the Max, it goes different, and then with the LS. You'll also see the bottom of this club slightly change as we go from each model. But things that I like here, we've got the iconic V-steel design, and I'm really enjoying the sort of the dark blues, the greys, this belt here. It has a very, very good shelf appeal. I'm still not sure on the name, QI10. I know it's all about the highest MOI they've ever produced in these clubs, but yeah, I can't get on board with the name. I don't think I've genuinely hit. I mean, look where I've hit them there. You can see the mark. I've never hit a 3-wood so good in my life, shot after shot after shot. One thing that I would say after hitting that and addressing it, you almost don't realise that this sort of crown into the hosel looks like all one piece. That infinity crown's a real nice look. In the past, we've sort of had this sort of slight difference between a glossy crown to a matte finish, definitely on the last year's product. This year's definitely visual upgrade, but like I say, the blue face. Now, numbers, how did they go? I would say that shape, that size head gives you some real forgiveness and confidence down behind the ball. So shot 1 went 249. Shot 2 went 256, shot 3 went 245. I mean, I got a 153.1 ball speed on my second shot, and that finished 282. Now, I know that can change depending on the surroundings, the ground. Here at Wallasey, it's going to roll a lot, but that is some seriously good numbers. Okay, let's have a look at what the differences are between the QI10 and the LS model. Next, we have the QI10 Tour. Now, on the bottom of this club, you can see there's some distinct differences. You are able to adjust the loft and where this weight is distributed on the Tour version. On the QI10, it is a fixed head position. So what loft you buy is what loft you can just gotta keep it at. Now, you notice we've got this weight here. This weight allows golfers to higher it and lower it depending on what they're looking for in terms of ball flight. But the biggest difference to me is when you place this down, you can see the slightly smaller head. Now, the Tour is a 170cc head compared to a 190 in the QI10. What sort of strikes me as quite a nice similarity is, to be honest, that the faces here at the front look very, very similar. Slightly deeper on the QI10 compared to the Tour, but I like this look, this sort of almost flatter bottom edge to the bottom of this club. Again, no blue face, adjustable loft on this one, like we say. I'm intrigued to see what this one flies like. This is what they say is for max workability and sort of a golfer who's got high club head speed. Okay, 2 shots away. Now straight away I would say this one doesn't feel as forgiving, as friendly, smaller head, doesn't inspire as much confidence, but there will be some players that do like that. So 254, 244 are the first 2 shots away. One went quite a way left, one did hit the fairway but a little bit high and straight. Yeah, not sold on this one entirely so far, so let's hit one more. Now I can see why golfers would choose this. If you're someone who likes that minimalistic, smaller, compact look, it's going to be up your street. Oh, that was out the heel, that one. That one won't have gone anywhere. That was not a good hit. Last shot there, 244. It did surprise me how far it went. Definitely, summary of that club, no way near as confidence inspiring down behind the ball. Now, it's that club that I'm really excited to test. The QI10 Max. Now this one looks visually different again. Now let's have a look at the QI10 Max. Now this is the one I said earlier in this video that I really want to check out. And you can actually see visually how much bigger and almost squashed down this profile of the head is. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, have a look here on the left, you've got the QI10 Tour, the QI10 in the middle, and the Max on the right hand side. You can see them visually getting a lot bigger as you go from left to right. And you know what? This is something that you can actually feel looking down on the golf ball. It's also important to know all of these fairway woods have the twist face technology. And one thing I really love is that white sight line across the top, just below the infinity crown. This is all well and good, but I need to hit this one away. Definitely sounds different from memory. Definitely sounds different, this. Tinnier sound. Okay, it looks so much bigger down behind the ball. You sort of get the feeling that you're closer to this. The idea is that it's confidence inspiring. It sure is. Now, I'm somebody that I've said before struggles with a fairway wood, so I like it. I also like how the sole's a little bit so shallower as well. I went like a rocket. It's a strange sound, I have to say. It's a strange sound. Tell you what, these are all bullet straight. They've all thrown a blanket over them. Definitely the most consistent so far. All 3 in the same position. Literally the same. So let's dive straight into these hybrids. What do you think of the head covers, by the way? Now, there are 3 this year, but let's have a look at the QI10 first. Now, this is the one that sits in the middle of the range, and you would probably class this as the most traditional looking hybrid. And I'll be honest, I'm excited to see how this one goes. Is it powerful? Is it strong? Does it go high? Because these are all the questions you've got to think about a hybrid. Now, down behind the ball, it looks a lot different to the QI10 Tour. Now, that one we're going to try after trying this one, and you can see the difference here. It looks a lot bigger. Wow, that went seriously high. It's interesting that sort of, unlike the driver and the fairway wood, it doesn't have that infinity crown here. It's got that sort of lip. I don't think it looks as good, I'll be honest. That was ripped. Beautiful hit, that. High, but really good. Sound of this club is really quite dull, which surprised me. I thought it would be a bit more of a higher pitch sound. That was the best of the bunch. That's got to be long, that. That's got to be seriously long. Now this one I'm really excited about. This is the QI10 Tour. And what you'll notice about this one is that it has a much higher toe and deeper face, which provides a look of performance, which I'm going to say lower handicap players are going to love. It looks more like sort of an iron. And down behind the golf ball, for me, I like the smaller overall profile. The Tour-inspired precision shape sits beautifully behind the ball in my opinion, and something that, you know what, could be going in my bag this year. This is how good this club looks. It still has the twist face like all the other models, and something that I'm excited to see how it flies. This has to be one of the best looking hybrids I've seen in a very, very long time. Sort of takes me back in time. It's like an Adams hybrid that I used to have. I love the look of this. The outside, the toe, the detailing, so good. That is strong flight, that. Strong flight. And one thing I'd say is like, this felt like it was a bit more penetrating through the air, and the launch felt a little bit lower. But I'm going to say one thing right now, 229 carry with a hybrid, yes please. Second shot, now what do you think of this one? I didn't quite get it, if I'm honest. It went a little bit up the right wing and maybe had to try and find this golf ball. But anyway, 200 yards, not my best one. And maybe this is something you got to take into account if you're going more down the tour hybrid route, that it might not be as forgiving. And finally, what an absolute rocket this is. 237. I said this when we were looking at the tech in this club. This could be going in my bag. Right, I want to hit the max, so let's go and do it. Let's now get into this one, right? This is the HL version, and you'll notice that this head is overall a lot bigger. One thing that sticks out to me is that you can see a lot more of the loft on the face, hence why it's a high launch version. Now, the whole idea about this golf club is to help you get in the air. Anyway, let's find out. Let's hit 3 shots away. This is a lot bigger, a lot more rounded. Looks totally different to the Tour and the QI10. This is the HL version. Yeah, very different. Wow, that's high. Wow, that is high. But I guess it's what it's designed to do. Beauty, that. 223, that's an absolute rocket. Now, one thing I would say, this really does feel like it's launching higher. Saving the best till last. 231, 144 ball speed. One thing I'm going to say about this, if you're looking for a club that does launch it higher, easier, but still got the distance, you have to strongly consider this. So overall, I think 2024's range of fairway woods and hybrids are a strong range. One thing I'm going to say is, I wish we had that blue face and that sort of carbon look as we have in the driver. That's the one thing that I would say. Maybe there's a reason behind it, maybe there's not, but that's the one critique that I would have. If you're looking for a fairway wood that's consistent, easy to hit, you've got to be going down that max route. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, the only hybrid I love the look of and would 100% put in my bag is that Tour. I love the sort of iron head design and how it produces a strong flight. It fits my bag perfectly. But like I said in this review, if you're looking for a club that goes in the air easier, match up the Max fairway wood with the Max hybrid. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to How Good Golf for all honest and unbiased reviews.